This week's weight loss challenge is all about what to eat and how to eat it. The first rule is that the order in which you eat your food matters. So protein in food, and there's all different types of foods with protein in it. You can see, eggs, quinoa, lentils, almonds, peanuts, pumpkin seeds, turkey, Greek yogurt, seafood, all kinds of stuff, tofu. So it doesn't matter if you're not an animal food eater. You can find protein in all types of foods. But and I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat carbs or anything like that. I'm just saying that the order in which you eat your food matters. And eating protein and vegetables before carbs makes you feel fuller for longer and controls your blood sugar. So if you start your meal by eating vegetables and protein and you finish it with carbohydrates, it's going to keep you fuller than if you ate the same foods but you started with your carbs first. So that's just like a wonderful tool to have with us when we're eating the foods that we normally eat. If we just change the order up, it's going to help us. Protein also slows down the release of sugar from the carbs that you eat. So if you're eating that protein first and then you're eating those carbs, the sugar from those carbs is not going to be released as quickly into your bloodstream. It also prevents hunger pangs. So you're not going to be hungry 2 minutes after. You go out for Chinese food and you're like hungry 2 minutes later because it's mostly carbs, right? And then, probably the MSG, but either way. So you definitely want to always try to include protein in every meal and always eat that protein first. The second rule this week is that we want to still eat carbs because, high quality complex carbs such as quinoa, yams, brown rice, they give our bodies energy and vital nutrients. So it's not something I'm going to tell you have to, no, you can never eat carbs again, right? But we know already that eating carbs first spikes our blood sugar and makes us feel tired and makes us get hungry quicker. And we know that carbs are calorie laden compared to their protein and vegetable counterparts. So we look at a cup of rice over here is 206 calories. A cup of spinach is 7 calories. And you're going to get a lot more nutrients out of that spinach than you're going to get from that cup of rice. So often, if I have a food that I want to bulk up a little bit, I will add like a mixed greens. So the other day, I warmed up a burrito bowl and it had like brown rice and beans and chicken. And obviously I don't want to eat a lot of the rice. And my rules are that I always eat my protein first. So what I did is I mixed that burrito bowl I put it over a top a bedding of mixed greens. And then I just made sure that I, really picked out I ate the chicken and the greens as much as possible and left most of the rice still in the bowl at the end. So I still got my beans and my protein, but I also got this large, bulky amount of mixed greens to kind of fill me up and add to my meal. So even when you get in a situation where pizza is another great example, or a burger, right? What I do with those is I will deconstruct them, and I still will have a bite of that pizza dough because it's delicious, right? But I'm focused on eating the toppings and the things that are not so high in carbs. So this week, when we're eating carbs, we're going to choose high quality complex carbs as much as possible. We're going to eat those carbs last on our plate. We're going to start with protein and vegetables, and we're going to eat our carbs last and fewer of them. The third rule this week is to chew. So, a lot of people, they don't realize that they actually inhale their food. I did not realize this either. My nutritionist said, she talked about the benefits of chewing your food and why you should chew your food and how it helps with digestion and all of that. And until she told me to focus on, she gave me this golden tip, in order to focus on chewing my food, try and chew each piece of food to the consistency of baby food. And what that did is it forced me to really think, like every bite, I really had to think about it. I really had to chew. And I'm like, man, I really don't chew my food very well. So what that did for me is it allowed me to slow down in my eating, which we all know the benefits. When you eat slowly, you digest better, you lose weight more easily, you feel more satisfied with your meal. When you eat fast, you get full, you don't realize that the meal seems like it's over too quick, or you eat too much and then you feel stuffed right away. So, when you chew your food, your body and your saliva releases digestive enzymes into the stomach so that it helps break down your food, and your body can then convert it into energy, versus if your stomach is forced to mash up all this food that you have swallowed kind of whole. It's going to lead to issues like indigestion, heartburn, constipation, headaches, low energy. We don't want any of that. So this week we're going to focus on chewing our food and enjoying each bite. Chew each bite to the consistency of a puree or a baby food. And that's going to force you to slow down, and you're going to be able to realize, oh, hey, I'm full. And then you're also going to reap the benefits of proper digestion. So the recap this week: protein first and always, included in every meal. High quality carbs last and few of them. Chew it up and slow it down. Every week we're going to do a fitness challenge. Last week was squats and push-ups. This week we're going to do inchworms and burpees. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're going to do 100 inchworms. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday, we're going to do 100 burpees. So what is an inchworm and what does it work? An inchworm is just coming down to, putting your hands on the ground, walking your hands out, going into a plank, and then walking your feet in, and then standing back up. Well, this works everything. It works your abs, your shoulders, your core, your hamstrings. So this is obviously kind of an advanced movement, especially if you don't have a strong core and you're kind of working towards that. So let's discuss some levels. So level 1 for inchworms is just going to be coming down and putting your hands as close to the ground as possible, right? And just walking out a little bit. Walking out, walking back, walking out, walking back. That's a rep, right? Is walking out and walking back. So that is level 1. Level 2 is going to be coming down to your hands and walking your hands all the way out to a plank. That's level 2. Once you get to this position, you can either come down to your hands and knees and then stand up, or you can move on to level 3, which is where you're walking your feet back in. So, these are kind of the levels here. You're going to do what you can do. So obviously we're just working on flexibility, we're working on strength, and the important part is that you do it, not that you're an absolute fitness star from by the end of the week. The second exercise is burpees. Burpees have been touted as the single most the best exercise for your entire body. And they're tough. People hate them, but they work everything. I also don't like them, but they're really great exercises, and there's ways that you can modify them to where you're still getting a lot of the benefits, and you can work your way up to where you're doing the full burpee. So we're working our abs, our shoulders, our upper back, chest, triceps, glutes, hamstrings. What more could you ask for? So level 1 of the burpee. The level 1, a lot of people, maybe their back isn't strong or their core isn't strong. So you can just use a bench or a chair, and you're just gonna stand right next to the bench. You're gonna come down on the bench with your hands. You can either walk your feet out or jump your feet out. And then you can do a push-up if you like, but then you're going to jump your feet back in or walk your feet back in, one leg at a time, and then you're gonna stand up. Another modified burpee that Shaun T shows on YouTube is just to come down to the chairs. Maybe you're not ready for this yet. You're just gonna come down to your chair or your stool and you're just gonna walk your feet out one at a time. So you're gonna lunge back with this leg and then lunge back with this leg. If you wanna take that up a notch, you can come down to your hands into the plank position and you're just gonna lunge back 1 foot at a time. So those are some other options for level 1 of the burpee. Level 2 of the burpee is to actually get on the floor and to come down again and to walk into the plank position, right? And then go down into the plank. And then you can even walk back up from here. You don't have to jump back up, but you could jump your feet in. You're aiming for your feet to get to the middle of your hands, or you can walk your feet back in 1 foot at a time and then stand up and jump up and come back down. So you can modify this as much as you need to. Instead of jumping, if you wanna take it from the bench to the floor, you can walk down and back up. You can even come to your hands and knees and then just try to stand up if you're not yet ready for the plank. Again, the important part is just that you put forth effort and you're building strength every day. So level 3 of the burpee, this is the burpee, right? So this is where you're going to reach up, bend down to the ground, jump out to a push-up, do a push-up, jump your feet back towards your hands, and then jump up and repeat, right? They're very effective, they're awesome. If you already can do this well, my challenge for you is to do a burpee box jump, which is where you're doing a burpee behind a box, and instead of jumping up here, you're actually jumping up onto a box at the end. So definitely look that up if you've never done that before, but you want a little bit more of a challenge. And even if you can't jump on a high box, you could just jump up onto like a lower stool or like a staircase step or something like that. But that's just another way to add to this challenge if you're already at this level and you want to take it to the next level. So the recap this week, you're gonna eat your protein first and always with every meal. You're gonna try to choose high quality carbs and you're gonna eat them last and few of them. And they should be the smallest portion on your plate. And you're going to chew your food. You're gonna try to chew every bite to the consistency of baby food. Really think about it, slow it down, help your body digest the food. And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, we're gonna do 100 inchworms. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we're gonna do 100 burpees. Let us know how you're doing. Thanks.